Alexandria, did you finish all of your assignments?
Not as yet, sir.
Okay, just bear in mind, and everyone, please bear in mind that your presentations, your assignments are due at the end of today. Just give me a second. I want to load the campaign plan as well. All right, everybody seeing my screen? Jermaine, are you seeing my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, beautiful. All right, while I wait on the, while I wait on the Word document to load, all right, so the first section, all right, so first edit, Jermaine, you can take notes as you, please take notes as you go along, since Shanice and the others aren't here, and I don't know what their situation is like. So you could, I would suggest that you change the title to Marine Life and Plastics Campaign. You hear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Try and list all of the persons. Okay, you have all of the persons who. So these are all of the persons who participated.
Well, only 4 of us participated, well, 5 of us.
Okay.
So only me, Alex, Ivanka, Ariana participated. I think I missed someone. And Shanice, yeah, Shanice.
Yeah, interesting. So you have all those persons named there. Okay, based on what you're saying, I'm seeing those names. All right. So the first section is your overview. So you need to have a, instead of, all right, so you have marine life, you have a video introducing what marine life is. You need to cite, all right, marine life is plants and animals, okay. You need to find one, the next thing to note is you need to have somebody who is going to present. So you need to select that person. So you have marine life. So I would suggest that after you show the cover slide, you need to introduce you got who are the persons who are part of introduce the persons who are in the campaign. Then you'll state, all right, what is marine life? And then you go into, I suggest that you cite this. I think Waldron can assist. Waldron, you know how to cite your sources, or even Jermaine? I think so. Yeah, you know how to cite where you have you put the author's name and the year in brackets, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So just use a simple format for tomorrow. So just cite where you got the definition from marine life, and at the bottom, if you could source the contributor for the video, where you got the video. So there's no video contribution or yeah, by X. You put the channel name. Because when like you don't know the video from YouTube. Then you go into what are plastics. Right, so you need to cite this. Okay, we have been since the 1960s, oceans and seas have been experiencing plastic pollution in most parts of the world. Okay, no problem. You just need to cite that. The most visible and disturbing. Okay. All right. Regarding this, Jermaine, you need to have more information on this. So you have most visible and disturbing impacts of marine plastics are indigestion, suffocation, and entanglement of hundreds of marine species. Explain this. So you need to have maybe 3 more points explaining this, and try and include some data and statistics as well. And please remember to cite those sources. And then you need to have one where it shows, all right, you have microplastics in oceans and microplastics on marine life. Okay. So you just need to cite all of these sources. And all right, nice. So you have a video showing how we can keep plastics out of our ocean. All right, before you reach this slide, you need to have a slide showing the effects of plastics on marine life within the Caribbean. So that is where you would have your research stating the impacts of plastics on marine life in the Caribbean. And you'd have data to support that evidence. So for example, with all of your presentations, you would realize that you have, when you see any of our points, you would see, like, for example, 15% of fishes were affected by, that's what I mean by statistics and data. Let me go over. All right, so for your guide, so everything that you have so far is essentially your overview. So you include background information on the environmental issue being highlighted, such as the impacts of the issue, excuse me, on the different facets of your community with supporting data and statistics and relevant regional research on the issue. So I need, this document still needs to be typed up. So I'm suggesting somebody else, maybe Waldron, do this tonight, work on this document. If you need any assistance, please let me know. So, this is the section where you are at, Jermaine. So what you need to include now is more regional information in terms of, you have the impacts already, we cover globally in general. But along with those, with the slides that you have, let me go back to this. So even the effects of microplastics, you could give a little case, a little one line. You don't even have to put it on the slide. You can maybe have it in your notes while you're presenting that in India, or this effect has been seen globally in countries such as, I don't know, you state the country and you state what is going on in their aquatic environment with marine life and microplastics. All right. Before you reach how you can solve the issue, let me go again. You need to, as I stated before, you need to have a line showing different research stating how the marine community, the aquatic environments within the Caribbean are affected by the plastics and marine life. So show the impacts of maybe you could have a point stating, for example, so you need to look into fishermen and plastics. Fishermen and how plastics and marine life affect fishermen revenue. So that is one point you can look into. You just start with going to Google, punch that into the search engine, and you will find different articles where you can read. You see different statistics and data, and even just read the articles and take out and paraphrase the different points. And you can maybe put 1 or 2 points on those slides. Or if you have a video or image that can show the impacts, that would be beautiful. So one impact would be reduce on the amount of fish available, death of many of the marine species, different marine species being affected. So what I'll do is I want you to go and do that research during your break. After the session, I will post some articles to give you some assistance. All right, the aim. So let me see what you have after this. I hope you're listening. Jermaine, you hearing me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So far, you're doing good enough. So it's just that you need to fit. All right. So this is how can we keep plastics out of our ocean? So what is this video showing? Let me see something.
Eight million metric tons of plastic trash enters the sea from land every year. The equivalent of 5 plastic bags filled with trash for every foot of coastline in the world. Across our ocean, plastic trash flows into circulation, dispersed almost everywhere, but concentrating in huge swaths in the midst of global currents, breaking down into smaller and smaller pieces.
As a valuable plastic material, or one where it is biobenign and it can enter the environment. The ultimate goal of the new plastics economy is to design an economy where plastic packaging never becomes waste. And to do that, we need every single player in the chain to change the way that they do things.
The sea, fueling explosions of algae that rob marine ecosystems of the oxygen they need to survive. With sustained pollution, these areas become dead zones, which already exist in more than 400 locations across the globe. But nutrient pollution can be managed through
your campaign launch, and the video is playing about you're playing this video, you need to explain what are dead zones so the persons who are not familiar with it. Because I mentioned that sometimes the persons, you have to bear in mind your audience. So one thing you need to write down is what are dead zones. So you need to Google that, know what are dead zones. So within each of your videos, you need to know what you're talking about.
Change in major contributing systems like agriculture.
If you eat, you're involved in agriculture. So it's a problem that all of us have to work together to solve. Soil health is critical for water quality. It's the first thing we have to focus on. Here on the farm, organic matter is the key thing that we try to improve. The more organic matter you have in the soil, the better the soil can hold on to nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen. Organic matter keeps it from leaching out of the soil. It grabs onto it, and that's good for the farmer, but it's also good for water quality in the bay. For any farmer to change their system is tricky, and it takes a lot of work. I think all farmers want to. It's learning different processes, practices that allow you to do it effectively that becomes a key.
All right, Jermaine, good selection in terms of the video. So here's what I would say. Work on the things that I have just spoken to you about in terms of showing having another slide with the research relevant to the Caribbean in terms of marine life and plastics. Then you go into how can we solve this problem. Then after you show this video, you would introduce, what is this? Okay, we can organize beach cleanups. Okay, those are different ways that you can save. Okay. All right. These slides can work. What is this? So, Jermaine, these are different. What is this slide showing?
People who help protect the environment. Actually, I didn't put that there. I'm not sure who did, but it's about some people who are trying to make a change about plastic bags and plastic products that go into the sea.
Okay. All right. So just have a little brief information on each of them or what they're actually doing. So you're starting to, all right, somebody sent a message in the chat. What is this? Oh, this is the document, Ariana?
Yes, sir.
Or that you guys are working on?
It's not necessarily you guys, but like, yeah, it was from the class.
Yeah, from the
last
class. Sorry about that. Not you guys. Not you guys. I'm gonna look on that. I'm just finish up with the PowerPoint. So Joe may know where he needs to. What is this that you're showing? This is what we can do. This can be achieved if we all play our part. Okay. All right, beautiful. All right. All right, no. So this is not the end. This is just your overview. So Jermaine, you just ended the overview. When you show the...
Wait, what? What, sir?
I'm saying what you have just, all of the slides that you have in your presentation so far is just showing the overview of the issue. And on this note, on the last 4 slides, you start to introduce advocacy. So you could start speak about advocacy from this slide 9. So please write that down. So you start to speak about saving our seas, ocean heroes battling to turn the toxic tide. So you start to give your statistics according to figures cited by the UN. Okay, beautiful. And then you start to show how persons have begun to advocate change regarding plastics in the marine environment. Okay, and then you start to talk about what each individual, what persons can do. Less polluted beaches, sea level would not rise. Check this. Check this. So check this. Ensure you're not writing out of your head, but check that this comes from an actual article, a scientific document. So I understand, I'm not sure about the sea level would not rise. I can't recall sea level rise with marine life and plastics. So check this. Unless severe storms. Check those 2 points to see if I don't think those points are correct. Check them. So verify if marine plastics in the in aquatic environments actually have an influence on these, on your 4th point and the last point. So what I'm saying is this slide now, after you have explained this and talk about what we can do, you would then go into what you guys have seeing what the global issue is and how pervasive the issue has been in terms of the impacts globally, the impacts of plastics and marine life globally and locally and regionally. You guys have decided to create your own campaign. Then now you will have a slide stating the aim of your campaign. So stating the main goal of your campaign. Let me look at the document now that Ariana has shown. So I hope you guys are taking notes because you have to work on this during the break and after your camp, because you guys will be presenting, one of you guys will be presenting. I think Arina wasn't here. You need to select somebody who can speak fluently, who understand the material, who can understand the material, every aspect of the material, and who can maybe answer questions. So you need to by the panelists. So you need to select somebody. I'm trying to go into the chat. All right, let me open this. So everything that you have so far is your overview. Onto my desktop. Okay, so yes. Okay. So I'm gonna just see what Ariana has, and then you can just make the notes, the notation what you need to do. So guys, the document that I am, wait, put this off the screen. Oops. Please check back this document, because this is the format in which your presentation should be and the guide should be. This is on your Google Classroom for about 3 days now. So check back this, use this. Please use this along with the presentation that I uploaded. Let me see what's going on for this document. Okay. All right. So the aim, all right, so your overview, Ariana, and others who are working on this document, and Jermaine, you need to have your 3 paragraphs as stated in the guide. Is it showing? Oh, in the
I
guide.
don't see any guide posted.
Repeat.
I said I do not see any guide posted.
Yeah, man, it's posted under STEM activities. Check again. So you need to have in your paragraph.
So I only see climate change plan guide.
Yeah, click on that.
Okay.
Let's see if it's not the same document. So you need to put in this, and all of the information that you need in the overview is stated on this document. All right. So your aim is, the aim of our campaign is to inform people about the effects of plastic pollution in the ocean and to give them possible solution as to how they can help. All right, first note, you need to specify who. You're saying people where? In the Caribbean, in Indonesia, you need to state where. Because when you're launching your campaign, you will not only have persons who are familiar with your campaign, you'll also be presenting to persons who don't know. So members, staff of e-Biome who are not aware of what you are doing. So you need to state who. So if you're talking to citizens of the Caribbean, you need to state that. And you need to say of all age groups, or are you only speaking to millennials or persons of Generation Z? You need to say the age group and who you're speaking to and their location. All right, so I'm giving them possible solution as to how they can help. I wouldn't say help, how they can alleviate or remediate the issue, or remediate plastic pollution. Objectives, All right, getting people to realize how bad plastic pollution is, finding possible solutions to plastic pollution, promoting recycling of plastics, not plastics, highlighting the harmful effects of plastic pollution on our environment and ecosystems. So, all right. The first point and the last point is essentially the same thing. So showing them how bad pollution is actually showing the harmful effects. So I would remove the first point. You can always chime in and let me know. You can always let me know what you think. If you don't agree with me, just state so and tell me why you have the same thing. But I would replace the first point with the last one and just have 3 objectives. So you're trying to, so what you could say is that informing Caribbean citizens about the state of plastic pollution in the Caribbean by highlighting the harmful effects of plastic pollution on our aquatic environments and ecosystems. And then the next one, finding possible solutions to plastic pollution and promoting recycling of plastics. All right. So that will be, so you state your aim on one slide. So all of this would be in, you would fix this document along with putting the different sections into the PowerPoint that you have, Jermaine. So after you introduce who are advocating changes in terms of how we use plastic and dispose of plastic within the marine environment, you go about stating you guys decide to be members of the camp, decide to be advocates of change as well, and you start to introduce your campaign, the aim, and you go into your objectives. So the aim and objectives could be on one slide. And then now your campaign structure, let me go into that now. All right, so social media. All right, so this need to be, instead of having it in bullet at the points like this, you need to have actual paragraphs because it's an actual document. For example, if you were supposed to, if you're showing this to a sponsor, for example, if you wanted e-Biome or Environmental Solutions Limited, which is an environmental consultancy agency, consultancy firm in Jamaica, or JET, to look at this, it needs to be in paragraphs. So for example, the first point, social media, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You need to state, before you even state the platform, you need to state the format of your campaign. So let me ask the question, what will be the format of your campaign? In terms of, will it be videos or I'm seeing YouTube? So are you guys doing a documentary or what exactly are you guys doing for the campaign? Ariana?
Sir, I was thinking like you could do short informational videos or short videos of how the impacts of plastic pollution impacts marine animals or the marine environment.
Okay, so that would cover YouTube, Instagram, and okay. So you do, so all of your thing would be videos, and then I would suggest that along with the videos, you could do challenges in terms of the recycling of plastic. So challenging persons to see how long they can use in a sustainable way, how long they can use certain plastic products that they have bought, or are creating eco-friendly products with the plastics that they have bought. And not with the plastic that they bought, creating eco-friendly solutions with other forms of material. All right. So regarding the campaign structure now, what you have said, Ariana, you would write, for example, the format of our campaign will be in the form of informational videos and infographics. You could put infographics on the following social media platforms. These video will include, you state what your video would include. So for example, these video would include highlighting the harmful effects of plastics on our environment within the Caribbean, to state what would be in actually what would be in the videos. The Facebook and Instagram, you could also, you need to state what will be in the post, if you will be tagging persons. So you need to state that person along with the informational videos that will be posted on Instagram and Facebook. These the post of these videos will include tags to different scientific organizations or and or maybe even the promotion of a recycling of plastic. We will invite maybe public maybe influencers in terms of advocating for the recycling of plastics by tagging them in our videos. So you need to put that in the campaign structure, and all of this need to be in different in a part, like this could be maybe 4 paragraphs or so, maybe 3 paragraphs, not long. So 3 paragraphs. So this actually need to be sentences. All right, and then you go into the target audience, so all ages. As I said before, you need to be more specific. So our target audience is citizens of the Caribbean of all ages. All right. Here's the thing. You can't say all ages, because based on the platform, the channel, the communication channel that you're using, I would say from age 8 to maybe 65. So you need to Google and check who are social media, what age group utilizes social media. Because not all age groups use social media. You need to check which age groups use social media and put that there. Because it's not all age groups. That is too broad. So you need to specify from age maybe 8 to 65, something like that. But you need to Google, do your research to see which age groups actually use social media. So state the age group, where they are located. You could also say all age groups, including environmental clubs. You could put fishermen as well, environmental scientists, marine biologists, or scientists within the environmental. Scientists within the environmental science field, environmental science, or within the environmental management and aquatic sector. So that could go there. Regarding now your strategies, which will be a different paragraph, use fun designs. So you would state, you write this in a, make this more formal in terms of having a sentence stating, we will use fun designs to our posters, make persuasive videos. We need to explain what you mean by persuasive videos. So we'll use fun designs, explain what you mean by fun designs. So it's whether you're going to have graphics, different font. Let us know what will make the design fun. So all of this would be on the PowerPoint. Make persuasive videos. You need to state what persuasive strategies, so whether it is the point of view from which the videos will be telling the story of how plastic is harmful to the environment, whether it will be music, whether it be the words that you use. You need to state what will make it persuasive. or the imagery that you use. For example, if you have a lot of children complaining about plastics or so forth, or of that nature, you need to say what will make the video persuasive. So this is too vague. And paragraphs as to why we should help mitigate plastic pollution. All right, here's the thing with paragraph. That's why I said you need to check your target audience and the age group on social media. Because, and think about yourselves in this situation. When you're scrolling on Instagram, do you actually read like posts that have like 4 or 5 paragraphs? Do you actually read that? No, you don't. So I would limit that to maybe if you plan to use paragraphs, this is just my suggestion, you could limit it to 1 paragraph maximum. I just have little bullet points as to why we should help mitigate plastic pollution. Have a website with fun information, activities for children, so they understand the topic. So along with social media for your communication channel, you need to state that you'll be creating a website. Have a website with fun and information activities so they understand. Understand the topic. Okay, understand the effects of plastic pollution. Understand the topic is too broad. You need to go into your objectives. Always ensure that you are, always reinforce that you're fulfilling your objectives. To understand that allow children to understand the harmful effects of plastics within their communities. Something like that. Then now the next paragraph is we will involve organizations such as, okay, okay. All right, beautiful. So you need to state in the in this little paragraph here, somebody's in the chat. You need to state how you will invite these organizations to see whether you'll be sending out letters. So you simply say we'll be inviting organizations such as the following organizations, state them by we'll be inviting the following organization, sending invitation letters to the following organizations, stating the overview of our campaign, overview of our campaign and our aim, and how we would like them to support our campaign. The phases now is where you will state, for example, phase 1, on August 11th, you guys need to find back the date when you actually started the planning, which was last weekend. So the date of last week Saturday, state that on August 11th, we met, our organization started the planning of our campaign, began the planning process of our campaign, where we discussed the main environmental issue being affected by our community, and the reason why, and discussing the reason why we choose the campaign. So state what occurred actually in your meeting. And then now phase 2 would be creating your campaign plan. State okay, on X date we created a campaign. So the last line in phase 1 would be, subsequently after our discussions, we began to create a campaign plan. Phase 2, your campaign plan, you state actually what you did and the timeline in which you did it. Then step 3 would be your launch, which will be tomorrow. You put the date, so phase 3 campaign launch, in bracket, the date. You state that we will be introducing our campaign, our marine life and plastics, impacts of marine life and plastics campaign. You need to come up with maybe a phrase or a topic for your campaign. I also just want a more catchy one into something that is actually persuasive. Campaign to members of e-Biome and campers of members of e-Biome, scientists of the environmental management sector in Jamaica, and campers in Jamaica. So that would be your phase 3, launching your campaign. And then now step 4, you need to state, step 4 will actually be the execution of your campaign. And you need to state the specific dates in which you will start producing, when you will start creating your website, or when your website will actually launch and go when the website will be available to the public, when you will start producing the videos. Yeah. And at the end, as you see in the last point in the in my presentation, I say that you need to evaluate your reach of your campaign. So you could include in the execution phase in terms of you evaluating at the end of the week, or end of every 3 days or every 4 days, how many persons have viewed your videos, comments, likes, how many persons have shared the video. So that is essentially the phases. I trust that you understand the phases. Before I end, you guys also need to state how long the campaign will be. That would be in your campaign structure. How long the campaign would be and when the campaign would be. I suggested the weekend of September 18th, which is Clean Up Our World weekend, which is a globally recognized weekend for weekend in terms of actually cleaning up our environment. That is so not in terms of you, that is a suitable day. So in terms of you creating a hashtag, you could say hashtag cleaning up our environment weekend. So you could launch your campaign on the weekend, which is September 18th. So you need to Google how long Google, I know it's September 18th, but for your sake, Google when is actually Clean Up Our World weekend. Everybody understand what to do and what phases mean? You understand what I mean by phases, Ariana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you guys have another session now, I believe. So what I want you guys to do is work on the document and this document, along with, but most importantly, the presentation, the PowerPoint that you have, Jermaine, because all of which I've said you need to include in your presentation. So a slide with aim and objectives, one on the campaign structure, and one on a slide on the different phases of your campaign. Yeah, so work on it during the break, which is at 10:30, and then work on it after class, and come on tomorrow around maybe 8:30 tomorrow morning, and let me see what you guys have, and we can see what we can correct before you present at 1:30. 1:32 tomorrow you'll be presenting. Remember, you need to select your presenter for the campaign. You can reach out to me this evening if you have any problems or you have I think Jermaine, I put my email in the chat. You just send me a message. And if you comment on any of your material, I see it. So just you can even comment under the climate change and natural resources page, and I will see it. All right. If you have any issues, let me know. If you don't understand anything, let me know. Mr. Williams, you're ready for them?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, sorry for taking up so much of your time. You can go ahead.
Okay. I think I should wait on the wetlanders. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So does any so today we're doing environmental law. Anyone parents or have any parents who are lawyers?
Yes, sir.
Your parents are lawyers?
One of them is, sir.
Very good. So today we'll be looking at a special type of law, and that is environmental law. So what is environmental law? So, so anyone here want to go into environmental law when they grow up? Anyone want to go into any type of law when they grow up? No one want to go into any law. No one want to become a lawyer. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
So we say environmental law is the collection of laws, regulations, agreements, and common law that governs how humans interact with their environment. Anyone know what the word governs mean? Anyone know what the word governs mean? So the purpose of environmental law is to protect the environment and create rules for how people can use the natural resources. We say that environmental laws not only aim to protect the environment from harm, but they also determine who can use natural resources and on what terms. Laws may regulate pollution, the use of natural resources, forest protection, mineral harvesting, animal and fish populations. So let's look at who practices the law. So we say environmental lawyers are typically advocates for the environment. Anyone know who an advocate is? Are the definition of advocacy? Are you guys hearing me?
Yes, sir.
So what is advocacy? Anyone
Yes, sir.
anyone want to share with me what is advocacy?
An advocate.
Yes, go on.
Is it protesting?
Is that what?
Is it kind of like protesting?
Yes, very good. So it's anyone who adds, so it's anyone who voices, so it's anyone who supports or works towards a particular course of action. So if you want changes, if you want any changes in education, so if you want girls to if you want to advocate for girls to access more chances to go on to tertiary education. I want to help to fight the underemployment in the Caribbean. Advocates can help in doing that. So we say environmental lawyers are typically advocates for the environment. So they focus on protecting our natural environments and helping humans be safer in the natural world. And here it says that you may think the only environmental lawyers, the only issues environmental lawyers cover would be things like preserving natural parks, but actually environmental lawyers could work with anything from rare animals to human-made buildings to the air we breathe. And let's look at what type of work does an environmental lawyer do. So we say most environmental attorneys handle a wide range of typical legal matters. So they research and take cases to court. However, the range of environmental issues they handle is extensive, such as, so you have water quality, air quality, and pollution, proper disposal of hazardous waste, animal rights and species protection. Are you guys able to follow me? Am I reading too fast?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Farming. I'm reading too fast?
No, sir, yeah.
You're reading just fine, sir.
Okay. Farming and agriculture issues, preserving wetlands, and protecting biodiversity. Anyone in Jamaica knows what's the name of that wetland in Kingston? If you're Jamaica, you should. If you're in Jamaica, oh God, I don't know the name. Anyone know? CMU, that university? I can't find the name of the wetlands at the moment.
I don't know anything about CMU.
CMU, Carrington, the university in Kingston. I'm going to find that name. So typical wetlands in Jamaica, we have Negril Swamp in Westmoreland.
Wetlands in Jamaica normally consist of mangroves.
Yeah, very good. So they have mangroves. And those who are going to do biology in CXC, you will carry out a lab where you guys go to one of the wetlands and make observations on it. If there was time, I would share mine with you guys, but there's no time now. So they say we have better waste management systems, sustainability, and green strategies for the future. So Germany has a city that everything is green. So they use waste to create biofuel. So everything is green in that city in Germany. So we say, and they have green initiatives. So from everyone from parks to cities to corporations. So they look at improved energy sources and clean energy. Anyone can tell me one type of clean energy and clean technology or clean energy sources?
The sun, the wind, the water.
Like solar energy?
Solar energy, thermal energy, hydro
and they look at
energy, wind
national
energy.
green and new environmental legislation. So we look at climate change. Is someone talking? So they look at climate change laws and innovation. And they look at native titles for land and environmental rights. Anyone know who are the native people in the Caribbean? Who are the natives of the Caribbean? Who are the native people of the Caribbean? Anyone know the native people of the Caribbean?
The Arawaks and Latinos and the Caribs.
The Tainos, the Arawak.
I know Arawaks, Caribs.
So the Arawak are a group of people who were the indigenous people of the Caribbean and Florida and some parts of Florida. And in America, you have who they call Native Americans. So they also look at public land use and sea use. We know that we do have people who are like police that watch the sea. What you call those people? Anyone can tell me what they call them? The people, the type of police who work on the sea.
They are called coast guards.
They're
They're
called
called coast guards.
the coast guards. Very good. In some places they call them water police, harbor patrols, port police, marine police. And so we look at resources and laws governing resource use, oil, natural gas, gold. So this can look, so environmental law can look at, could be anything from looking at who are the rightful owners of gold in Africa, handling how other Western countries come in and take gold and resources from countries who are unable to fight for what is rightfully theirs. So let's look at when should I hire an environmental lawyer. So you could hire an environmental lawyer when you are building commercial or private real estate on protected land, buying or selling contaminated real estate, cost recovery or remedial action for landowners, wetland or feedlot regulations. We also have criminal cases that involve forest fires, hazardous waste, or people becoming ill from their environment. Anyone can tell me one country that has been excessively affected by forest fires in the last 2 years, about 2 years? Anyone know any country that has been affected by forest fires?
Australia.
Very good, Australia. And these were and these forest fires was due to what? It was not due to criminal cases, but it was not due to criminal, but would it be an effect of climate change? Global warming? So they also look at accessing damages to land and water from a criminal act or natural disaster, coaching a corporation on switching to eco-friendly practices, animal preservation at zoos or farm animal / farmland issues. Anyone know any indigenous species in their country that they want to share? Indigenous species in your country that you think deserve the right to be protected? Or any endangered species in your country that you think deserves to be protected by law? Anyone want to share an example? Indigenous species in your country that you think should be protected by law? So in Jamaica, you could say the mockingbird. The mockingbird would definitely need to be protected by law, since it's also is a national symbol, right? So let's look back at the rest. Let's look at some environmental laws in the Caribbean. So let's look at the law is Fisheries Protected Species Order is the country. The country is the the British Virgin Islands. So this is a sample of a piece of the law, or is a part out of the order. So it's the Virgin Island Fisheries Protected Species Order 2014. So it starts off by saying this order may be cited as the Fisheries in brackets Protected Species Order 2014. So it starts off by saying 1. No person shall remove from the fisheries water or intentionally engage in the fishing for a shark or any of their parts. B. Intentionally remove the fins, tail, or mutilate any shark. Let me see the right pronunciation for that word. Mutilate any shark. Sell, purchase, or have in his or her possession any shark parts, or shark products. Export or import any shark parts, or shark products. Feed, attempt to feed, provide, or use food to attract any shark in the fisheries waters. Everyone followed? Everyone follows?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we have a next law. This is called the yes. Let's look at this is the Forestry Act 2010, country the Bahamas. So the Forestry Act 2010, it tells us this is an act to provide the conservation and control of forests and for the matters related thereto. And it gives us the date, and it says it's enacted by the Parliament of the Bahamas. So this is just a sample out of the entire act. It's a whole PFD. There's the link here. If you want to look at it, you don't have to. If you want to look at it, you can look at it. So it says 7 declaration of a protected forest. So 1, the minister may by order declare any crown land to be a protected forest with the same use as a forest reserve, but whose status is less permanent. Anyone know what a forest reserve is? Anyone know what a forest reserve is?
It's a forest that is under the protection of the local government.
Is very good. So we say that and then they say 2, the protected forest area may be required for an alternative land use or development subjected to an environmental impact assessment. And who do you think will do the assessment?
The government.
So you would have to have, I would say, specialists. You would have people who study endangered species. You probably could have, you would have few lawyers, and you have few experts in the forestry industry. An analysis which determines that the alternative use or development is sound and yields greater returns than forestry. 3, they say that the minister may by the order transfer a protected forest area to a forest reserve or conservation forest, or release a protected forest area to another form of land use other than forestry in accordance with the preservation provisions of section 7.2. The law, the Endangered Animals and Plant Act, country Jamaica. They start by saying the Endangered Species in brackets Protection, Conservation, and Regulation of Trade Act. So let's look at a portion of the act. So it says objects of the act. The objects of this act are to facilitate Jamaica's compliance with its obligations under the convention and otherwise under the convention and otherwise to further protection, conservation, and management of endangered species of wild fauna and flora of Jamaica and other countries by regulating a the exportation of specimens that are derived from indigenous Jamaican animals or plants. B, the exportation and importation of specimens that are derived from animals or plants with, I know the list, which are threatened with extinction and are may be affected by trade, may become so threatened if international trade in specimens of such species is not subjected to strict regulation. So in some part of Jamaica, they eat sharks. Some people in Jamaica sell crocodile meat. Anyone see have seen the news where you see they're selling shark meat? Anyone has heard about the people in Jamaica selling shark meat before, or anywhere in the Caribbean for that matter, selling shark
No,
meat?
I have not. People say shark meat is nutritious and has lots of taste. It's actually not nutritious and it does not have any taste.
Yeah. So let's see, require or are likely to require protection or the cooperation of other states in order to prevent or restrict exploitation. Then you go on to say the importation of animals or plants, the introduction which has or is likely to have an adverse effect on the habitats and species of indigenous Jamaican animals or plants. So someone can tell me an example of an invasive species in the Caribbean or an invasive species in Jamaica?
Sea urchins.
I'm not sure about that one, but two that comes off the top of my head is from, if you do history, you would learn that mongoose or mangees, what's the plural for that, are actually invasive species to Jamaica.
No, not
They were brought
mongoose. It's
from
just
Europe,
mongoose.
and also the lionfish. Anyone know what the lionfish is?
Mongoose is just mongoose. Mongoose doesn't have a
Anyone know
plural.
what the lionfish is?
Invasive species.
Yes, so the lionfish is an invasive species.
Oh yeah, because they reproduce every 2 to 4 days.
Over. What? I did not know that. Well, thank you for that. So law, here we have the Environmental Management Act, country, Trinidad and Tobago. So it says this act binds the state. Then you say 4, the objects of this law are to A, promote and encourage among all persons a better understanding and appreciation of the environment. B, encourage the integration of environmental concerns into private and public decisions. C, ensure the establishment of an integrated environmental management system in which the authority, in consultation with other persons, determines priorities and facilitates coordination among governmental entities to effectively harmonize activities designed to protect, enhance, and conserve the environment. D, develop and effectively implement written laws, policies, and other programs for and in relation. Reading too fast?
No, sir.
Develop and effectively implement written laws, policies, and other programs for and in relation to the conservation and wise use of the environment to provide. Anyone here living in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes, sir.
Anyone here living in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes, sir.
Ivanka said she is, sir.
Okay, very good. So we just read on blog. So we will have this at tomorrow class. So we have 8 minutes. You can use those 8 minutes to work on the essay for those in tropical forest and for the wetlanders. We 3 grade. Let me see. I haven't given you guys a worksheet as yet. However, I want to give you guys something simple to do. So if you're in wetlands, you can start working on, if you're in tropical forest, start working on your essay. And if you're in wetland and have any other questions, ask while I go out, what worksheet I will give you guys for this class. I want to give you guys something simple and easy to complete. Anyone have any idea for what they would want to do in environmental class to be graded on? Any fun little activity you want to do?
We could play a game.
Yes, well, I'm mommy.
Okay, so for wetlanders, I'm going to send a worksheet, and what I want you guys to do is you guys are to list. You guys are to just write a
Justin, mute
paragraph
your
on how.
mic.
I mute my mic.
Justin, I'm playing Justin's mic.
Justin, can you please turn off your? I can't mute you for some reason. Am I the host? Let me mute.
What is start with the big black ink? Tell me what you see and tell me what you feel.
Justin, mute your mic.
Yes, I'm getting. Sagicor.
Yes, sir. You saying something?
So for wetlanders, you guys are going to get a worksheet giving 5 steps how to become an environmental lawyer in any country of your choice. It can be a Caribbean country, it could be Australia, Germany, South Africa, any country you guys want. So 5 steps on how to become an environmental lawyer in any country.
Antarctica?
For wetlanders, your worksheet is to write the steps to become an environmental lawyer in any country in the world. It can be a Caribbean country, it could be Australia or Germany.
What about
So
Antarctica?
Or South Africa, yes.
No,
So
Antarctica.
Antarctica?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to do Antarctica, I don't know. You can try. If you can find enough information, well, you can use Google, so that's okay. And if you can find enough information, you can do that. So simple enough, 10 marks. And I'm giving you guys the rest of class I'm giving you guys a 3 minutes early break, or giving you guys 3 minutes additional 3 minutes to your break to do the work or any other activities you guys have to complete. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes, sir.
I'm ending class 3 minutes early.
Okay, sir. Bye. Are you teaching us tomorrow, sir?
Bye.
Sir, are you teaching us tomorrow?
Yes, you guys will be having a class tomorrow. Developmental goals.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, so goodbye, guys. Remember to work on your essays. Any questions, be free to reach out to me. So you can text me on WhatsApp, or if you guys want my email, I can give you my email. Let me put in my email. If you guys want to email me with any questions. So that's my email. Let me give you guys my WhatsApp if you guys want to reach out to me with any, I want any help on anything you guys have. So bye, guys.
We going, wait, class over? Class over? Hello? Hello? And no,
Yes.
class over?
Yes, class over.
A house. Where's the Sure. Where's the Where's the where's the this is June 30th. Okay. Alcohol misuse can trigger depression. Okay. Woo! This is Zaya. This is Zaya. This is Zaya. Ah, this is easy. So I'm like, I'm gonna do some I'm trying to say Negro.
Hello?
Yeah, let me try. What's in I ate. Bye, choose already. What am I? Trust question to put it in. I think good life. Right, football. Oh. Oh.